Daphne shakes her head. No, I feel it. Something is wrong. Are you thinking to use Stardust again to talk to her? Cleaner asks, frowning. I can ask my father for another vial, but I think he's getting suspicious. Daphne considers it for a moment. No, she says finally. It'll be the same as it's been the last few days, and I'm not keen on facing the repercussions again. Every time Daphne has tried to talk to her sister via Stardust, all she's heard is an empty silence that makes her head ache like one too many glasses of ale. Though she tries not to, Daphne can't help but wonder if that's what would happen if she tried to speak with Sophronia. If Beatriz has joined their sister now, the thought makes her sick. No, Beatriz isn't dead. She can't be. Daphne would know if she were. Wouldn't she? Daphne pushes the thought from her mind. Beatriz has always managed to take care of herself. Wherever she is, why ever she's delayed, she can handle it. In fact, Daphne thinks she pities anyone foolish enough to try to stand in her sister's way. She forces her gaze from the window and focuses on Cleaner. Why would it be troubling that the court is moving to Notch Castle early? She asks, grasping onto the distraction offered. Because, Cleaner says, adding another spoonful of sugar to her tea. In the centuries-long history of the clan wars, Notch Castle alone remained impenetrable. Its location, in the mountains, makes for a natural defence, and everything about the castle amplifies that. If Bartholomew was anticipating an attack, that would be the smart place to be. Daphne considers this. Bartholomew would be right to anticipate an attack, either one of her mother's making or one designed by Cleaner's father and his rebels. Daphne suspects the former, but she knows Cleaner is more concerned by the latter. Friends they may be, but Daphne knows Cleaner doesn't tell her everything the rebels are planning. This, though, Daphne can guess at herself. With Daphne and Bear married and public support high in their favour, the rebels have every reason to remove King Bartholomew from power, paving the way for Daphne and Bear to eliminate the monarchy altogether from their new thrones. If my mother realises I've turned against her, Daphne says slowly, there will be far worse places to be than Notch Castle. Cleaner's jaw tightens, and Daphne sees her mind turn. The rebellion believes Freve is facing bigger threats than a power-hungry upstart empress, she says finally. You mean your father believes that? Daphne infers. Cleaner's father, Lord Panlington, is King Bartholomew's closest friend, but he's also been working to dethrone him for the last 2 decades. When Cleaner doesn't protest, Daphne looks to Viley for support. After all, few people know what the Empress is capable of better than Viley, who worked as one of her spies until recently. But Viley is distracted, gazing out the window with a furrowed brow. Heart leaping, Daphne follows her gaze, but just as quickly, her heart sinks again, leaving dread in its wake. A single rider on a pure white horse pulls to a stop at the gate. But it's his livery that gives Daphne pause. He's dressed head to toe in Bessemian blue. Your mother's sent a letter? Viley asks. A letter would come in the post, Daphne says, setting her teacup down and getting to her feet. She can think of very few things that would entice her mother to send her personal messenger to Freve, and none of them are good. Daphne and Cleaner make their way to the entry hall without Viley in case the messenger is someone who might have seen Sophronia before and recognise that Viley isn't her. As soon as they reach the castle's ground floor, they meet Bear, flanked by 2 guards, coming from the entry hall. When his eyes meet Daphne's, she knows that whatever he has to say is bad. My mother sent a messenger, she says, so he doesn't have to. We saw him come through the gates. Bear nods. He said he would only speak to you in Sophronia, he tells her. Daphne's stomach sinks, and she spares a glance at the guards accompanying him. I'll speak to him, but my sister is feeling indisposed.